I try to teach people who've got no experience whatsoever. If you go into a class with a paintbrush, people get frightened. They think they've got to be artistic, and they ruin all your paintbrushes, and it costs you a fortune replacing them. So I don't use a paintbrush. I use baby wipes. I use the Kirkland brand over here. In England, I use the Huggies brand.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Yes, the baby wipes. I use Tim's mini distress tool. I love this mini one. I don't use the large one, I use the mini one. I have one for every colour of my paints. You can just change the tops, but I just don't want to. So I use those tons. I use Dina's palette knife, and I also use a brayer. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you a few of those techniques. The one I don't have time to show you is this one. This is my block technique. Can you see where it's sort of in blocks of colour? And what I do is I take the paint on here and I do a block, paint a block. Then I go again with another colour and another colour. Then I repeat it. My colour is semi-opaque because I'm all about the layers. I want to build it up. So to get a strong colour, you need to go over it again. For example, if you look at the border there, where the dilution paints are, they are journals. They're my small journals, and we painted each of those twice to get that solid colour. Okay, so we did this twice, and then I went back over with stencils in each bit. So I don't really have time to show that one. There's another one of it, but it's really, really popular, and it's really easy. As usual, everything I do is really, really easy. So I won't be showing that one, but I'll start first with the baby wipe one because it's just so simple. I've taught children for years, and they've just got to make things really simple for them. So this is it. What colour shall I do? I think I'll do orange and brown. I haven't done that. The jars are really, really large jars because I want to put my baby wipes in. I want to put my craft scraper in. The downside to that is a bigger surface area means they're exposed to the air more. So if you live in a really dry place, these are going to dry up quicker. So what I always tell your customers that if they live in a very dry place, at the end of the day, spritz each paint with water, put the lid on, shake it, put it away, and spritzing the water will replace the water that's evaporated. Otherwise, these are just going to dry up, okay? I use them and put the lid back on straight away. And I live in England where we don't have any dry things, but just to be warned. So I just take the baby wipe and I just go straight in, and I just go round. I like things quick, okay? And I like things even, so there you go, page painted.
Is a paper towel too dry? Is that why you do a baby wipe?
Yeah, because the baby wipe blends, but look, it's dry. It's dry already. So you can very quickly get your colour on there because it's so fluid. I'll just pass one around actually. Just be careful because these are fluid paints, so don't tip it, but I just want you to do that so you can see the fluidity of them. But just be careful you don't tip. So then I'm going to go in with the second colour, and I'm just going to apply with the baby wipe, and then I'm just going to blend with my fingers. But you see how easy and simple that is to blend. So just apply with the baby wipe, blend with your fingers. If you don't like it and you're quick, you can just take a plain baby wipe and blend it down and in. Okay, so everything's simple to do, always simple with me. Not always simple to start with, but by the time I've finished, you know, I've simplified it for people. So you can do like that, okay? I could build up more colours on there, I could blend more colours in. I'm just doing that to start with. But again, look, it's dry. Oh, I've got blue there. It's dry. Thank you, darling. The paper isn't curling, it isn't buckling. It's just very simple. There's some baby wipes there.
Oh,
Did you stick your finger in? Yeah. So it's perfectly compatible with my inks. It was really, really important to me that the inks dried on top and that they dried quickly because, again, I don't like hanging around. So I don't want people to think, you know, oh, she's not using inks anymore. I will be combining them all together as usual. But again, look, it's not sat on the top. It works perfectly. Now I do painted backgrounds and put ink on the top. I do inked backgrounds and put paint on the top. Everything coordinates together. But you can also go back in with the paint. Now, when I use paint through stencils, I always use Tim's tool, and I take the paint from the lid and I get a little bit of paint, not a lot. People get too much, and I work it in, and then I just run round. So so there's ink on there, there's paint on there, there's all sorts, and I could build it up, and build it up. Okay, very quick clean up. I just wipe it with a kitchen roll. Okay, the baby wipe that I used, I don't throw away. My work is really organic. Every time I do something, I'm making something else. So I take the baby wipe and I just prep another page ready. Because sometimes you don't want a full coverage.